Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is filmed on Monday, March 16th, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Energy Oracle cards. I don't know about you guys if you guys are feeling the energies of retrograde, but I definitely feel them. They are reminding that it depends on who you are and what you have in place, I guess, to ground yourself in this kind of energy, because it may not affect everybody. Maybe you had pre-retrograde things happen, but 222 is a strong number. 444 is what they're showing. 1212 again. 1212 has been very strong. But be mindful. If you're able to get your rest and rejuvenation, definitely take it. Take those naps when you can. Drink your water. Try to eat on the healthier side, especially if you're cycling during this time. Because I feel like it's just like the energy is like just kind of like dragging. Especially us, because we live in New Brunswick and we had like one storm Wednesday night until Thursday morning, and then we had another wallop Saturday into Sunday. So, thankful that my boys are older and able to help me out there. But, we're talking about a strategy here. But it's like you have the key to this plan. Like you are the key to this plan. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So we were talking about 333 earlier last week. I feel like these coins are significant. Maybe you're finding coins as like hello from your loved ones. I feel like a ring as well. So it's like a masculine, like a ring, like a class ring or something like that. I feel like it's thicker, but it's like chunkier. So maybe you found someone's ring or you're looking for someone's ring. I feel like this is a sign you'll find it. Probably with their belongings or something like that. But I guess I feel like this, like they're saying journal here. But I feel like they've been talking about that a lot lately is journaling. One of the craziest things is that people use that against you. So they find it and they share it to embarrass you. You know what I mean? It's just like, I know someone that was like that and I'm just like, you know what I mean? That's just spirit showing you who they truly are. So I know someone that journals and they do it on their phone and they delete it after they're done. They make sure it's wiped. And I don't blame them. 222 just on the timer. So we were talking about someone coming new into our life, I feel like May 27th, around there. So with this, there's the repetitive 4s there. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 is all about working hard and abundance and grounding energy. And I feel like holding a heart is just like, I feel like a lot of us have gone through cycles with people where it's they come into our lives only to disrupt it. They had no intention of staying. They had no intention for good. They just masked it real good. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know what I mean? And I feel like this has finally let our guard down, but our guard is still up. I feel like we're taking kind of like the 7 of Wands energy, where we're taking the walls down a little bit, and it's just treading lightly and everything. And I feel like maybe a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, not Aquarius. Oh my gosh. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So, you know what I mean? I feel like a water sign. So emotional, hard shell. So maybe it's also they have their walls up because it's like I have this hard exterior. Or they put that hard exterior up because they're afraid of, just like yourself, they're afraid of going through that, through that heartache, through that energy again. Just like our channel message, rest and rejuvenation. You got to take care of yourself. All the love that you give so freely to everyone else, the love, the advice, the caring, the TLC that you give to everybody else, you have to give to others. Or, excuse me, you have to give to yourself. Isn't that true though? You always give it to others. Oh my gosh, I'm shuffling and my cards are falling all over the place. But here's the angel of love right underneath. And it's just like a reminder. Maybe you have a rose cord, so it's like taking your rose cord out and a time to wear it, giving yourself that self-love. But nothing going crazy, because I feel like a lot of us are still like on budgets. Like we've got a lot of major events coming up this year, and you know what I mean? It's just like exactly how like I'm like I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited for my son's graduation, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, this and this, and then, but he's not that kind of showy kind of person. You know what I mean? I'm gonna probably have to fight with him to get a picture taken or anything like that. But he knows it's just personal. I'm not gonna post it or anything like that. They asked me a long time ago. They asked me not to post their business on social media anymore. And I said, yep, no problem. You know what I mean? I respect my kids. They don't want to be on social media. I said, not a problem. And they looked at their old pictures that I'd have, and they're like, who can see this? And I'm like, I said, that's the big book of faces, the only personal one I have. Everything else is business. And I'm like, you're not on any of those. Like, I respect my kids. They asked me a long time ago before I, delved into the world of tarot and opening up to a lot of the soul tribe and everything like that. Like, I talk about my kids and stuff, but they don't, and I respect that. You know what I mean? It's like down the road, and, they just don't want to be there. But I feel like meditation, grounding yourself, and as the world is opening up, like, we're going through that transition. The first day of spring is on the 19th with the spring solstice. But it's just like some people are already sowing seeds. I'm thinking of Queenie, where she's, showing her apple trees. I know Maya Knight usually, I didn't see her posting too much about her seedlings right now. I'm not sure if she's planted them yet. I know if you put the seeds in too early, it's like they don't transplant good. So I'm not sure if she does it later. I'm pretty sure she's in like the Connecticut area. So she gets the same kind of sloppy mess we do, but she warms up a lot sooner than we do. Angela Love, it looks like someone actually does. It's either a pillar or it's an actual heart that you can buy them. You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, this is fake. Has to cost millions of dollars for it to be real. It's like, no, it's not true at all. I've bought my crystals from everywhere and anywhere, and it's just like, if they have an impact on you, they have an impact on you. You know what I mean? So it's like, if it resonates with you, not saying you have to get crystals. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry about it. Whatever is meant to be in your path, whatever is supposed to be a tool, to help you during your journey and ground you. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's just a visual reminder. Like, some things I wear around my neck because they resonate with me. You know what I mean? And that may not resonate with you. So I have gauged ears. My ear holes are stretched. So I buy gauges that are crystals that I can wear in my ears. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, amethyst, rose quartz, tiger's eye, especially this time. The energy's been a little nuts. Things have been a little nuts. But, like, a lot of us have been talking about that before we even knew things would be in our path. This, fork in the road, or this trial or tribulation, or this tower moment. You know what I mean? It's like, divine creator, Gaia, Mother Earth. I say Yahweh and Yeshua because that's what resonates with me, higher self, but Yahweh, Yeshua, they already made a detour. They already figured out what plan you're going to take. There were some things that the adversary put there, like all the medications they wanted to put me on, and, because I wasn't sleeping clearly because I was still in shock and stuff, but it's just like 6 months of that stuff, and it's like that kind of garbage runs on both sides, unfortunately, of the, okay, I don't want to use that word just in case, but, if you know, you know what I mean? But it's just like, no, I had to feel every single emotion and everything. I do not want to drag out this journey longer than it has to. My heart is always with Shane. That's where it's always going to be. You know what I mean? So whatever is in the forefront, but everyone knows God first, children second, and then whoever next. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's another thing. It's like we have this, how we, put things in that we respect in our life, but it's like, make sure you're on there. Make sure, like, as you do the devotions or dedications or whatever you're doing there, make sure you're taking time for yourself. Like I've been saying, I've been going to do my hair for a bit there. I just got some aloe, for your skin. So, soak your scalp in aloe, and then I washed my hair, and my hair is just like, wow, my hair doesn't look like this in a minute. You know what I mean? So that was a real nice treat. I want to get we had aloe, a beautiful, gorgeous aloe plant, but my little gremlin there decided to demolish it. I might get another one when I see them out this season. I do like an aloe plant, especially now that I know that I could use it for a scalp treatment. You know what I mean? But this one is a good, to give your plant a break so you don't demolish it. But you can, not all of them, but Asian markets are very good for having the big ones of aloe. And then you can just take off the top of it, the part of the cactus, and then get all the gel in there. And you can put it in your blender, or if you want to use your hands, whatever you want to do. And that's a nice treatment for your scalp. Nice treat. We always forget that our scalp is actually skin. Third chakra, I feel like this is like getting everything back into alignment, because like I definitely was out of alignment there, but you know, I don't know if I did it or what the cause was. I feel like I did it. I feel like it was just a stupid move on my behalf, you know. You know me, you know me. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's just, ugh, whatever. But, you know, that God spirit guided me. But with the third chakra, everything in alignment. But I also feel like this is like going out and being social. I feel like a lot of us went through this like kind of hermit mode. What I pray to God it's not the same situation I went through. But it's just like, you know what I mean? On your terms. Like, I love a good thrift store. You know, and I don't have to buy anything. I love to window shop, but like ours by us is just brilliant. You can go in there, you get freaking amazing deals. The staff is amazing, you know, and you could just go in there, you know what I mean? Just even if you don't buy anything, you know, you're just like, oh, have a great day and chit chat with them. They're just, you know what I mean? It's just window shopping just to get out of the house and stuff like that. But I do miss my hiking. That's going to change though with us. Look at that. Third chakra and our sacral chakra. I just feel be careful, because some people, okay, this is their words, not mine. Smell your desperation. You know what I mean? Like Ed warned us a long time ago. This was like 9 years ago. He's like, do not put that you're a widow on your book of faces. He goes, you will make yourself a prime target for a lot of crap you're not looking for. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, that's fine by me, because you know what I mean? I was not going to post that, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like a lot of people are like a badge of honor in a way. You know what I mean? A lot of people leave them as married, but some people will put that, and it's just like people will start, you know, sending messages or taking advantage. But that's where I feel like it's just like they feel it. And the thing is, most of the dollars to donuts, you will get the blame for things, even if it's their person in the wrong, if their partner is in the wrong, hitting on you. It's just like you will get the blame for it because you're the single person. See, this is the one I saw in my mind's eye is Happy Family. I literally today was doing devotion, and it was in my binder. So they said, they were talking about divorce. They weren't talking about becoming a widow or anything like that, but they said, you know, if you're divorced, like, you know, you're free to marry again, but they're saying like, it's, you know, good to sit there and, you know, put your heart in good places, being of service or devotion and stuff like that. And everybody's journey is different. They're showing like transplanting plants, or you've grown something in the house and you're transplanting it outside, because this is outside. She got a sun hat on, she got the spade, and she's transplanting a plant into the dirt. So this is maybe like think about a plant. It's like you were safe in your pot, and now it's like you're safe enough to go outside and be transplanted into a bigger environment, kind of thing. That's why I was like, I feel like they're saying they can smell your desperation, right? But I don't think it's that. I feel like-mindedness. You know what I mean? Like, I know someone that tries to get me and do social things, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's like I people 6 days a week. By the time I'm done, you know, especially because we're getting into our hot season, like, you know, when we're back-to-back calls and everything, it's just like our back-to-back nonsense. It's just, no thank you. I will respectfully bow out. That is not my thing. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, my people are the same way. We like to like relax, and, you know, so I'm thinking about my bestie, two of my besties here, you know, where Stephanie will go out and garden, you know what I mean? And she likes a good thrifter too. And then my girl Laura, you know, we're talking about like, you know, watching shows and having something to eat and pass it out on the couch, and it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, just doing you. And that's the way it should be. Like, your days off, your time is your time. And you fill it up the way you do, you know? God bless that our life is so busy that when it's time to, you know what I mean? When it's time just to relax, just relax. But, you know, this is the card that I was seeing, Happy Family. And I keep on getting energy oracle cards. I was just like, I should pull from this deck. But I feel like that's where, you know, we were talking about that, you know, depending who you are and what your priorities are. But it's just like happy excuse me. We're talking about, you know, I'll use myself, Yahweh Yeshua, my children, and then my besties, and tribe and everything like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I may not talk to you every day. I may think of you a lot, but, you know, that's where I feel like spirit is, you know where your heart is. You know where you want to put your energy. You know where you thrive. You know, 15:15 on the timer. But, you know, unconditional love. You know where that unconditional love lies. So this could be your fur babies. They should have some fur babies in this picture. But, you know, like literally today, like I was like, I want a nap, but because I got up really early and I'm just like, I was really excited about my son's graduation and didn't sleep much last night. But I was like, well, I got things I got to take care of. And unfortunately, with what happened to myself, it pushed things. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? Either go with the flow of things or you explode and waste your energy, and it's like, what a nightmare. But I feel like it's like, you know, your core. You know what I mean? Especially when you're, you know, an 80s baby, early 90s. You know, God bless you, you're still with the person, you know, you decided to have a family with or have a life with, whatever the situation is. And it's just like, you know, what a blessing in itself of that. You know what I mean? No fun when you have to, you know, unfortunately go through those trials and tribulations. But you know what? It makes you a stronger person. 444 on the timer. But, you know, sit there and, you know, come together as a family, especially if you have that unit. You know what I mean? A lot of people are trying to, St. Patrick's Day, they're showing the light here, pot of gold. You know, it, like a lot of, we talk about prosperity, and it's like, you know what I mean? What is that Ace of Pentacle for you? What is that Ace of Cup for you? And a lot of people is this. You know what I mean? It's just, unfortunately, trials and tribulations happen in life and things come and go out of your life. But if you can keep that core intact, you know what I mean? Not every day is going to be perfect, but keep that core intact. Be there for each other. I love, it picks up on camera, but you could see like an aura around this little boy and faintly around the girl. I just noticed that. It's like the gleam of light is on him. But the aura. We were talking, there's something about the aura. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the last couple of days. Fourth chakra, speaking from the heart. Anytime that I think of someone, especially, I'm like, I'll message them later, especially if I'm doing personal readings. I'm like, do it now because I know I'm going to forget. But I'm starting to write notes on this side. Like, I thought of this one, this one, this one, this one. And it's, it's like, you know what I mean? Because I know, so it's like when I'm doing personal readings, I notice when I start messaging people, just thinking of you, how you doing? It's like everyone, you know what I mean? Understandably, I'm messaging you, right? And I'm like, crap. Like, so I write everybody's name down. I'm like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Just, you know, how's it going? And even today, I was doing something, and then a girlfriend of mine, Sarah, came to mind. She's my soul sister. We talk about faith and family and everything under the sun. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much time has gone by. We just click together. But you know, it's just touching base, just to say hello. I'm thinking of you, even though we don't, you know, she's got a full busy life. I've got a full busy life, but we still, you know what I mean? When we connect, we connect. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's why I always try to be like, hey, how's it going? Thinking of you. And you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, just let her know that she's in my thoughts and prayers. And you know what I mean? It's just, some people just, you know, they're in your inner circle. You know, those are the people you wish you could have in your everyday life. But, you know, one day, by the grace of God, we'll get to that point. So, like, you know, fourth chakra, speaking from the heart mostly, you know, but also, like, you know, making sure that's flowing good. You know what I mean? Not surrounding yourself, not wasting your energy on stupid things. But, you know, they're showing you victory. Especially feel like because that unconditional love, you know, and they're showing the fourth chakra, your heart, you know, and this was in my mind's eye. That probably should have been the first card instead of strategy, but, you know, it is what it is. But you know what I mean? It's just showing you victory. Victor wearing the wreath, very Six of Wands, very Chariot, because you are in charge of your life. Who you give your time to, who you give your energy to, you know what I mean? Who you, like, never underestimate the power of prayer. Who you give your prayers to. It's just like, you know, that's where your heart resonates. That's your core. That's your soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a situation came up and I'm like, I want to get to that point where if that happens, I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like, I did the best I could, you know, but it's just like, I know I'm capable of doing better. And that's what keeps you driving forward, because the universe, you know, sees how you reacted, what you did, you know, and how you feel. And it's just like, you know, this is someone we can utilize to answer other people's prayers, period. So it's getting a little long there in the timer, 2020, another number. But, you know, don't waste your energy. Don't go away frivolously. You know what I mean? That is your energy. You know, you notice yourself being exhausted. Where are you putting your energy into? Is it what your neighbors are doing, or the gossip over here, or, you know, bull nonsense that doesn't deserve your time and space and energy? People that are trying to manipulate, or, you know what I mean? What was the saying? Uh, do they even care? I know they don't even care. You know, period. They're all about, you know, their their future and how they want that to look, and they know that's a certain way that they don't like, but, you know, they know that's what it looks like, and that's the thing. It's like they don't even care. Like, they've shown you that time and time again. So, you know what I mean? It's just, you don't even need to do anything. Just keep quiet and let the universe figure it out. You don't have to figure out all the problems. You don't have to always be the fixer. 2021. 2121. So may the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.